What's good? What's good? What's good, people? What's good with the family? You hear me? What's good? 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 What's happening with you? You heard me? It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trappin, man. Who else but me, man? Who else but us, man? Wall Street looks like us now. Let me see where everybody from right quick. Let me see where everybody from right quick. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? We tapping in. You heard me? What's good? What's good? Yes, sir. How we doing? Evan, I see you. You heard me? I am Kobe. I see you. What's good? What's good? How everybody feeling? Yeah. Okay. Katrina from the NO. What's good? You hear me? Liz from Arizona. I see you. I see you. I see you. What's good, everybody, man? Do me a favor while you here on the YouTube, man. Like and subscribe, man. We definitely gonna start bringing some more heat to YouTube. That's what we doing. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How everybody doing, man? Alabama in the building. You hear me? Look, listen, man. We gonna get straight into it, man. We not gonna play around. I want you to do me a favor right quick before we go. I want you to do me a favor before we get into it. I just want to try for a minute. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell everybody you know they need to come in here right now. Right? We ain't gonna be here all night. But I want you to tell everybody you know, man, come in. You know, we're going to talk about some of the stuff that happened today. We're going to talk about some things that I got on my mind about, you know, us possibly moving around, right? So I want you to do that for me right quick, you dig? New York in the building. So here's what we know. The elephant in the room is, you know, the S&P, it got in bear market territory today, right? We talked about that. We know that I've been talking about that all day. Right. And so a lot of people have been saying, well, Trap, we've been in the bear market. We've been in the bear. No, we haven't. So what we got to understand that is because one stock or a few stocks are in, you know, 30% down, 40% down, 50% down. That doesn't mean the market is in a bear market, right? So in order for the market to be in a bear market, it has to come off 20% from its highs. Right, so let's understand that. Can we go with that? Can we say, okay, Trap, like I didn't know that. I thought maybe because one stock was down 20% of it's when the indexes as a whole come off their highs, right? So when the indexes as a whole fall off their highs, then you start entering bear markets, right? So typically, now what happened there at the end of the day, the S&P did rally about 0.03%, just enough to get us out there. So the S&P now is down 18.66%. Right. So it gave us 1.33%, right, to end the day to get us right out of that bear market, territory. But one of the things that's bringing the markets down is, watch this, the consumer index, right? The consumer price index. So the consumer price index tells us how consumers are spending money, right? The consumer price index tells us how consumers are spending money. So here's what we know, right? That's right, CPI. That's telling us how consumers are spending money. So when we look at consumer staples, right? The consumer staples, which has your Walmarts and your Targets in it, they have been getting hit the hardest, right? They have been getting hit the hardest. That's right. That's your Walmarts, that's your Targets, right? That's things like that. So here's what we understand, right? Here's what we understand. If we look at Walmart and if we look at Target, we see that they missed earnings really bad. Like really bad, right? Like I think the Walmart's lost about 36 billion in net worth, right? But here's why they're not worried about it. Because that wasn't liquid, right? It was in stocks, right? That's what we got to understand. That wasn't liquid, it was in equity. So that'll come back to them. right? So we got to understand that, right? 34 billion, right? So here's what we got to understand about that, right? So we saw they miss earnings, and then we saw Target miss earnings really bad. So what does that tell us? So let's talk about how that went. Let's talk about how that goes, right? So we can understand like what we're looking at. So we can understand that. So here's what happens. Companies buy inventory. Companies buy inventory based on foot traffic. So using Wyatt, well, I'll talk to you about foot traffic, right? Companies buy inventory based on sales foot traffic, right? So because y'all do that for me, man. Like this, like this, get my likes up for me, y'all. Like we building YouTube out. Also, let me just stop right here and say this. Probably later this month, I'll be starting on another channel. It's going to be the Wall Street Looks Like Us Now network, right? I love everybody to get that. So my shows, I have 2 shows coming up under me that we're gonna push on that. So I definitely want to put that out there right quick. My show coming back, we're gonna bring back Trappin Tuesdays, right? We're bringing that back, so that's coming. So be on the lookout for the Wall Street Looks Like Us Now network. We're gonna start that channel there. That way, my network stuff and what I'm doing individually can be separated. So we're gonna have. I would love for everybody to do that. So the Wall Street Looks Like Us Now network. We're bringing Trappin Tuesdays back better than ever. I got my own studio, my own setup for that. So definitely would love for y'all. And I got 2 other shows that's gonna come underneath me. So we're gonna push that over there, man. And it shows that it's like nothing else. So I definitely would love for y'all to, tap into that, support me on that. But I'm gonna earn y'all support. I don't want you to give it to me. We're gonna put out some great content for that. So I definitely wanted to put that out there. So be looking for that. The Wall Street Looks Like Us Now network is coming. It's gonna be on. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But back to what we was talking about, right? So companies buy inventory based on foot traffic and sales, right? So they see the sales coming in and they see the foot traffic, so they load up. So here's what happens, right? And so now we're gonna talk about how this recession thing plays out, right? So we can get an idea of what we're looking at, right? So let's get into that for a second, right? And you should have your pen in your pad so you can like tap it so you can understand, like, oh, I get what you're talking about, right? So here's what happens. So they buy that inventory, right? And then they have all this inventory, and then they're like, okay, cool. They base the future projections on the inventory they bought compared with the way sales have been going, and then they give Wall Street a projection. Okay, well, next quarter, this is what we think we'll do, right? But then Fed says we're not spending money like we were, and we do a rate hike. That now affects the way that people are spending money, right? That now affects the way that people are spending money. So what happens now is this. When you go through earnings and you see people haven't been spending money, now you have a whole lot of inventory on backlog, a lot of inventory. So here's what I want us to look out for. Here's something I want to look out for. Within the next couple months, I want to see if we start seeing big companies like Walmart and Target have clearance sales or start advertising sales or start advertising price cutbacks, right? When we start seeing that, right? Let me see how you dropping this Trappin with 62. Because we're going to just drop the game regardless, man. The people going to come, man. You feel me? If you be consistent, people going to come, right? That's why we're going to start going live on YouTube more. All right, but listen. So here's what I want us to look for. Once we start seeing bigger companies start giving sales, start having like promoting big sales, price gouges, price slashing. Once we start seeing things like that, this is them getting rid of inventory. But here's what happens. In the process of that happening, jobs get cut. Because there isn't enough money coming in, they got to sell inventory to get that out ahead and make room for new inventory. So now some people's jobs are going to get cut. Some people's hours are going to get cut, right? So that's just how the recession thing goes. So one of the things I employ everybody to do right now at this moment is listen to me well when I say this, all right? Listen to me well when I say this. I want you to only spend your money on things that add value to your life. I only want, like, listen, I'm just keeping it 100 with you. I only want you to be spending money right now on things that add value to your life. Listen, I don't care if you were splurging before. Listen, the pandemic money gone. Right? The pandemic money is gone. And at this point right now, you need to be mindful of what you're spending your money on. Like, and I just bought a course on something. I took a mentorship because it's adding value to my life. Only spend money on things that, like, you can go a season. I need you to go a season, right? Check this out. Because nobody ever guided us through the last recession. Nobody guided our parents through these economic downturns, right? Nobody guided our parents through that type of situation. So they was figuring it out as they go. Like, I won't guide us through this. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna take the forefront. I don't want to push panic. I don't want to push fear. I want to guide us through this, so we can come out on the other side like new money, right? So here's what I want us to do. I want us to watch how we spend money right now, right? Like, whatever you can cut back at that's not adding value. Like, listen to what I'm saying. It's not adding value to your life. It is not something that's teaching you how to make money. If it's not something that's teaching you how to add to your portfolio, if it's not educating you, if it's a distraction, you need to, like, get away from it right now. Like, it's the reason why the economy is going through what it's going through, and we can't go through this acting like nothing ain't happening. Can I get everybody to, like, okay that right now? Can I get everybody to say, all right, Trap, like, at least for the next 5 to 6 months to close the year out, like, I'm really not gonna waste my money. Right? Like, I need us to say that. I need us to, like, really put it in our mind, all right, Trap, like, for the next 6 months, I see what's going on in the world. I see what's going on. For the next 6 months, I'm gonna truly only shout out, man. I appreciate the super chat, man. Definitely appreciate the super chat, man. I appreciate that for sure, fam. Appreciate it too. Andre Hatchet, man. Definitely appreciate that super chat for sure, man. Right? So I want us to be mindful of how we spending money right now. Can we agree to that? Right? Can we say we trapping? If you say we trapping, that means we agree to that. I'm gonna get into the rest of what we're gonna talk about, but I just need you for a second to say we trapping. Like, trap, like, for sure. I get it. I see it. I'm with you. I'm gonna be mindful of this, Trap. All right, cool. So here's what happens. So then we see that these things happen. So now when they start to cut back on jobs, we got to get rid of the inventory, right? So inventory now has to go. So they got to cut off inventory. So now what starts to happen? Boom. Now the Fed does another rate hike. What does the rate hike do? The rate hike now says it's harder for the Fed fund rate, which is how the Fed distributes money between banks. Listen, now the rate hike, now it's harder to shout for the super chat family. Love it, love it, love it. Appreciate the super chat for sure. You hear me? Everybody that's sending super chats, thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. I just can't get game. So anything you do, I definitely gonna highlight, salute you for that, right? Because you ain't had to do that. All right, so now what happens is, now the Fed is telling everyone else, yo, this is what it's gonna cost you to now lend money from us. So now banks gotta now tell us, yo, it's gonna cost you more money to lend money from me. And so what that means is people stop lending money. This is why, okay, this is some game right quick. This is why when it's cheap, so ooh, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. This is why it is 100% important for us to get our credit right. Because when money is cheap, that's when we borrow money. We don't borrow money when the money is at all. We don't borrow money when interest rates through the roof. We don't borrow money when they charging the arm and a leg. We borrow money when money is cheap. That's what the rich people do. That's what the wealthy people do. They borrow money when money is cheap to borrow. This is why it's good to have your credit score right. Why? Why does Apple have debt on the balance sheet, but it still has 192 billion in cash? Because they only borrow money when money is cheap. They only borrow money. Okay, so somebody said, Trap, can you explain that a little more? Like, we want to talk about stocks, but like, I want to take us to, like, I want to guide us through this thing, y'all. Like, I'm taking it upon myself, and I'm saying, okay, like, Instagram, I feel you. but we gotta really talk to people, and we gotta give people game because they need it. So we gonna double down like we in a pandemic all over again and just shoot a whole bunch of content on YouTube, and we gonna just go crazy. All right, so here's what happened. Here's what happens. Shout out to Alicia. Appreciate the super chat, beloved. I appreciate you for that. Aisha, I appreciate the super chat for that, beloved. Check it out. So the interest rate, right? The interest rate is how we understand mortgages, car notes, credit card. This is what sets the tone for the people you lend money from. Ooh, okay. This is how you know how much the plug is going to charge you for getting work from him. Appreciate the super chat, family. You did? This is how much you know the plug is going to charge you interest for getting work from him. That's interest rates, right? For interest rates, right? But what happens is the plug got to go to the connect. No, the connect got to go to the plug. So the Fed tells the banks, this is what I'm going to charge y'all. That's called a Fed fund rate. That's called a Fed fund rate. That's the money that the banks, the central bank, charges the other banks. Yo, this is how much we're going to charge y'all. I'm going to charge you this, right? I'm going to charge you this for getting money from me because the banks don't got no money. The Fed got the money, right? The banks don't got no money. We got to put money in the bank. If we don't put money in the bank ain't got no money, right? So the bank got to go to the Fed and say, yo, how much you going to charge me for this money? The Fed say, okay, I'm going to charge you this for the money, right? So then they get them the money. But then they do what's called overnight exchanging. So they do overnight stuff. So I get some money from you, I put it out, I get it back to you, right? So that's called overnight bank, okay? Whole other thing. That's a whole other game right there, right? But this is how we understand how the game being played, right? So here's the thing. When the Fed, so when you hear something like interest rates are 0, interest rates are 1, that's what the interest rates was during the pandemic. Interest rates were really, 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 really low. So when interest rates are really, really, really low, great companies with great credit ratings, they go borrow a whole lot of money. Right? Appreciate the super chat, family. They go borrow a whole lot of money, and then they go buy assets with the money. And because it's so cheap for them to buy the money, because it's so cheap for them to get the money, they say, okay, cool. I'm going to go borrow $30 billion or $2 billion from the bank. It's so cheap. I got a AAA credit rating. I'm going to go borrow that money, and then I'm going to use that money to go buy assets. And then once the assets start producing, by the time I got to pay this money back, I done paid the money back with 0% interest. That's how we play the game the way they play the game. All right, but let's move a little, let's get a little further, right? But I want us to understand that we have to play the game, no matter what level you're on, no matter how much money you have, you got to play the game the way that they play the game. That's right. The Fed is the plug, the bank is the connect. And then you are the trap. The Fed is the plug, the bank is the Fed is the plug, the bank is the connect, because the plug is where it's coming from. The connect is what goes in, right? The Fed is the plug, the bank is the connect, and you the trap, right? The Fed is the plug, the Fed is Sosa, the bank is Scarface, and you everybody else. You the trap. You feel me? You got it? All right, cool. All right. So here's what we got to understand, right? Let's go a little step further. Because I don't want to get stuck there. I don't want to get stuck right there. All right? All right. So so now companies have to get off inventory. So they got to get off inventory. They got to cut manpower. C. Jones, man, I definitely appreciate that super chat, family, for sure. And make sure everybody who's sending the super chats, man, I appreciate y'all. That y'all like and subscribe. You heard me? The YouTube channel. We definitely gonna be pushing a lot of more content over here on YouTube, especially some live content, talking about all types of stuff, right? Just financial stuff for sure. All right, so check it. So here's what we got to do now. So we say, okay, bet. Here's what I want us to do. right? So when we see this, Versace, appreciate that. Kenya Champ, I appreciate the super chat, man. I appreciate the super chat. Thank y'all, everybody, for the super chats, man. All right, so here's what we got to do. All right, so the bear market is when the market now comes from its high, right? When we see the market coming from its high. Oh, God, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. Jimmy, appreciate the super chat, brother. Versace, appreciate the super chat, family. Kenyan Champ, appreciate the super chat, family. All right, let me get into this lesson because I'm gonna get with y'all, right? All right, so now here's what we have to do. Here's what we have to do. We have to not panic. So I wrote down this quote that I heard Warren Buffett say. So, you know, I read a lot of stuff from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett said this, and this is so clutch what he said. Penelope, thank you for the super chat, beloved. So here's what Warren Buffett said, and I really like what he said. He said, to be a good hitter, you've got to get good at knowing what balls to hit. If you bite at all types of stuff, your batting average will go from 344 to 250. The difference is in the stock market, you can sit at the plate all day. You can sit at the plate all day. So what does that mean to us? Odell, appreciate the super chat, family. You heard me? So what does that mean for us as trappers? That means this. Or another thing he says is political news. He says political news, politics and news forecasts can be an expensive distraction for investors. Look at Buffett coming through. Look what he says. Look what Buffett says. Buffett says politics and news can be an expensive distraction for investors. Okay, I'm gonna always give y'all. So one thing I'm heavy on is studying the greats, creating frameworks from the greats, and then building my portfolio off of that. Right? So here's what he means by this. Is what he means by that. Okay, in order to be a great investor, you got to learn how to start identifying what a great investment looks like. Come on. In order to be a great investor, you got to start understanding what a great investment looks like. Here's what Trapp always says. This was Trapp said. This is one of my Trapp quotes. A great company isn't a great investment if you buy it at the wrong price. How we feel about that? Okay, say it again. A great company isn't a great investment if we buy it at the wrong price. Lou Doug, appreciate the super chat, family. Saw love. Right? Let's say it again. A great company isn't a great investment if we get it at the wrong price. How many of us can agree with that? How many of us can agree with that? Right? So we like a company. You like NVIDIA. Trap, I like NVIDIA. I like it too. But I don't like it at 400. Shout out to my trap master, Ashley. I see you, Queen. All right, so let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about that right quick. A great company isn't a great investment if we buy it at the wrong price. I need you to say we trapping when I say that, because that's one of the ones we trapping with. I need you to say we trapping. Right? I need you to say we trapping. If you just write that down. Right? I need you to write that down for me. Like, I need you to go to your pencil and your pad, because every time I go live, I need you to have a pen and a pad, right? Because we're going to go live on here. I need you to write that down. Like Trap said, a great company isn't a great investment if I buy it at the wrong price. I need us to write that down. So what happens is we got to change our philosophy when we get into this investing game. We got to start having philosophies, and we got to start having like structures, frameworks is what I like to say, that help us make investment. That's what frameworks do. Frameworks help us make great investment decisions, which is why we drop trap philosophy. The Trappin method. All right, so check this out. Right, so let's talk about somebody said that hit hard. Shout out to everybody, man. Tell me where you from right quick so I can shout you out. Annette Smallwood, I see you. I see you. Everybody tell me where you from so I can shout you out. Michael Wright, I see you trapping from Mississippi for sure. Phyllis, I see you trapping. Okay. Kenya, I see you trapping. We Friday night, man. Come on, man. Tell me where y'all from right quick so I can see y'all trapping. Red Diamond, I see you from NY. I see you. Dante, I see you from Milwaukee. Charlotte from Norfolk, Virginia, I see you. Sherry from Memphis in this building. Memphis, Tennessee, you hear me? Sharita from Maryland, I see you. You dig? Samuel, I see you from the GA. North Carolina in the building, you hear me? Francis from Seattle. Charlene from Atlanta, I see you. I just want to shout my peoples out, that's all. Monica from LA, I see you. Right? New Jersey, I see you. DC, I see you. Tasha from Ohio, I see you. All right, cool. Let's get back to track. I just want to shout my people out right quick. Yeah, I just want to shout y'all out right quick. All right. So let's talk about some things that happened today. We understand. So I would say, right? So here's what we do. We only need to buy. So here's what we need to do. We need to be setting qualifications for the type of companies we want to look at. Right? We need to be setting qualifications for the type of companies that we want to look at. We cannot be out here just buying everything. Okay, can I get everybody to say this? Every dip is not a buying opportunity. Can I get everybody to say that? Every dip, so I give you two things. I give you two things to write down. One, a great company isn't a great investment if I get at the wrong price. Two, every dip isn't a buying opportunity. Erica, shout out for this. What's up, Erica? I see you. I see you. I see you. Okay, can we write that down? That's the second thing we write down. Every dip isn't a buying opportunity. Can we write that down? Okay, now we got two things. The first thing we got is a good company. A good company isn't a great investment if we get it at the wrong price. That's one. That's one. And two, we got every dip isn't a buying opportunity. Right? So we got two principles to stand on. What I just did just now was I helped you start a framework. I helped you start your framework. I helped you start a framework just now. Because you got those two principles, now your framework has two pillars to stand on. All right, let's go a little further. So here's what we saw. Here's what we saw today. We saw, not only did we see, check this out. Not only did we see Kyra, what's up? Not only did we see Walmart and Target take a hit, but check this out. Check this out. Yes, this is gonna be on my YouTube. But check this out. Ross took a 24% hit today. Here's why that's important. We're looking at the consumer staples. So that consumer staples index is taking a beat. Here's what we do though. We're looking at the CPI, Consumer Price Index. It tells us what consumers are doing with their money. If we understand what consumers are doing with their money, now we can make that correlation to what businesses will consistently get money without having that drawback. That's what we need to look at. So now we need to look at companies like that. So I look at stuff like, all right, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, let's look at agriculture. In my mind, like I'm not telling, listen, first of all, I am not a financial advisor or fiduciary. Know that everything that I say is for entertainment and educational purpose only. Right? If you do not do the homework, if you do not do the research before making the investment, then you got to be held responsible for that. But know that every investment you should do research, you should do homework on, right? I'm not that financial advisor or fiduciary. I mean, you got to go seek one. Listen, they can take you to glory. Wallstreet Travel, I'm going to take you to the travel house. You did. Because we go to the trap house. I want us to understand that we are in a time where we can significantly increase our wealth. We are in a time. Hey, yo, the disclaimer definitely coming back, y'all. You hear me? Y'all know. Right? All right. So here's what we want to do. Right? Here's what we want to do. I like agriculture because agriculture is vital to the foundation of America. I like agriculture. I like fintech is at a deep, deep discount. I like med tech, which is medical devices right now. I like that. I like that. Right? So here's what we want to do. Here's what we want to do. Here's what we want to do. If you know me, man, you know the disclaimer been A1 since Trappin 2 was way back in the day, you hear me? But I still the shades and the red cup, you hear me? We definitely coming back, though. We definitely coming back. Somebody say, bring back the red cup and the shades. Listen, it's that time. It's that time. All right, so here's what we understand right quick. Here's what we understand right quick. Here's what we understand right quick, right? So let's put some things in perspective. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ has given us 7 weeks of declines. The Dow Jones have given us 8 weeks of decline. Now, here's the thing about that. Those declines are now putting stocks in strike range. Those declines are now putting stocks in striking range for us. Hell yeah, I got a whole lot. I ain't got a freestyle. This bullet point for us. I want to come talk. Hell yeah, I got my bullet point for us, man. I want to come talk. You feel me? I want to come talk. Right? So we got to understand that. So they've given us 7 weeks and 8 weeks. So here's what we do understand by that. If they've given us 7 and 8 weeks of declines, here's what we do understand. We understand that tells us how overvalued a lot of stocks were. Right? So if we understand that, the market has not selling anything, what are you talking about, man? This free game, not selling nothing. Pretty crazy. Right? So if we understand that the market has declined for 7 or 8 weeks straight, and prices are now getting in strike zone, that now tells us how overvalued the market was. But here's what I want us to look at in that moment. I want us to take that time to tell ourselves everything that happens in the past should be a lesson for us. Right? Everybody in the past, everything we did in the past should be a lesson for us. So that should now tell us, here's what we got to look at. We got to always ask ourselves, what's driving the business and what's taken away from the business. Right? So we invest in the business. We go always ask yourself, so here's a lesson. Here's another one. I'm helping you put a foundation together. Ask yourself, that's how you know, see the Trappin method is going to be crazy. What's driving the business? What's driving that stock price? What's driving the stock price? If you can't come up with, listen, if you can't come up with a sound catalyst to why this thing is running, then you shouldn't be there. We should never let the market make us make a decision. Ooh. Listen to that. We should never let the market make us make a decision. Our decision should only come from the data. Our decisions should only come from the data. So if we can't identify what's making this run or what's making this decline, we should stay away. That's one thing we're going to talk about in that Trappin method. We're going to talk about, like, I call it first principle and root cause analysis. So 2 things we're going to talk about, right? First principle, root cause analysis. Those are 2 things we're going to talk about. And you're in a Trappin method, you know we're gonna get busy. Don't even trip. You're in a Trappin method, we're gonna get busy. Don't even trip. Right? So let's talk about this too, right? Let's talk about this, right? Okay, the other thing I had down was this. Oh, this was heavy. This was heavy. This was heavy. So we talked about, look, we talked about the consumer staple. So I just been doing homework. This is, I planned this out to come talk to y'all. I had bullet point. I want to talk to y'all about it, right? Here's what I want to talk to y'all about. We talked about consumer staples. The consumer staple ETF, Eli, appreciate the super chat, family. I appreciate that super chat, family. You hear me? All right, so check this out. Consumer staples ETF is down $440 million. The consumer staples ETF is down $440 million. Here's what I want you to understand about ETFs. Now, when you buy ETF, you're actually buying into a fund, right? So people always say, when you buy ETF, you have ownership in all these small pieces of this company. No, you don't. It's a lie. When you buy ETF, you're buying in the fund, and you're buying the fund based on the fund. You're buying into that fund, and you're getting money based on that fund's performance. Can we put that in the head? So when you buy ETF, you're buying an ETF. You're not getting small pieces of that business. When you buy ETF, you're buying into a fund, and you're getting a return based on that fund's performance. Can everybody see it? We trapping? Can we take that information and say we trapping? All right. So we buy ETF. We're buying into that fund. We're buying into that portfolio manager's vision. Right? So if I start an ETF, the Trappin ETF, ticker symbol TRAP, TRAP, you're not buying into the companies that I pick. You're buying into the fund, and you're investing based off my framework. So that means you believe in my framework more than you believe in anything else. Can we say we trapping? If we understand that, say we trapping? I need everybody to say framework. Can I get everybody to say framework? Can I get everybody to say framework? Right? That's what help us go to the next level. We need frameworks. All right, so let's talk about something, right? Yep. Let me see where we at. How y'all feel tonight? Man, shout out to everybody. We got 3,627 people in here off of live I put up a couple minutes ago. Thank y'all. I'm telling y'all, man, we about to do some dope stuff on this YouTube channel, right here. And I will be creating another YouTube channel called the Wallstreet Looks Like Us Now Network. That's when my show gonna be coming out. So my show should be coming out. Trappin Tuesday's coming back. We should be dropping late June. Trappin Tuesday's gonna be jumping. So I want y'all get everybody on that page over there, man. When I create it, if you're on my email list, we'll be sending that email out when that comes. The Wallstreet Looks Like Us Now Network is gonna be amazing. It'll be for us. We're going to be talking about the stock market in the way that only trappers can understand. You know what I'm saying? We make the complex so simple. We do it in hoodies. We do it in T-shirts. We do it in flip-flops. We do it in joggers. We do it in shorts. And we speak it in the way that we speak it, and we be proud of it. Right? So Wallstreet Looks Like Us Now Network, man. We want to take that we gonna take that to a whole nother level, man. So we definitely gonna do that. And then we gonna have like a couple other shows that's gonna fall underneath there. Completely different shows than anything that I promise. The shows are like nothing else that's out. And the Wallstreet Looks Like Us Now Network is gonna be amazing. I promise y'all. I always over deliver on my promises. You know me, you know that. Right? That's a fact. All right, so let's move a little further. The apparel will be coming. We got all that coming, man. We got all that coming. One of the shows that's gonna be on there is gonna be Trappin with Farming with Big Trap. Is gonna be on. That's gonna be me on my farm. We're gonna have it on the Wallstreet Looks Like Us Now Network. My show, Trappin Tuesdays. The other show, the Well Connect, and we got two, man. It's time, all right? So I appreciate that, man. All right. No. The hoodies ain't out yet. The hoodies will probably be out probably June as well. All right, so let's go a little further. Let's go a little further. Let's go a little further. So we talk about this. We said a good company isn't a great investment if you get it at the wrong price, right? We talked about that, right? We talked about that, right? Right? We talked about that, right? So let's think about something. So right now, Nvidia year to date is down 45%. We're gonna have all that chill, right? So Nvidia is down 45%, right? Nvidia is down. Shout out to the super chat family. I appreciate that. Nvidia is down 45% year to date. Could be a deal. Costco is down 27%. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is good. 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 Hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me. Check this out. When you buy a dividend company, they protect you best during droughts. Why? Because even though the stock may be taking a hit, the dividends are still producing if it's a strong company. Come on, man. So this is another part of your framework. This is another leg on your framework. Appreciate the super chat family, right? Here's a part of your framework. Buying dividend companies with strong balance sheets helped me during the bear market. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. And I can get y'all this and not even get into what we're gonna get into in that Trappin method, man. Shout out to everybody that signed up for the Trappin method, man. Yeah. So shout out to everybody that signed up for the Trappin method, man. For sure. You heard me? All right, so let's think about that. Let's think about that. A dividend company, let's make sure we have it right though. Not just any dividend company, right? A dividend company with a strong balance sheet helps us during a bear market. Why does that help us during a bear market? Because the dividend still gives us a return on our money, even though the stock is declining. Come on, Trap. Right? So I know some people are like, well, Trap, what about companies that don't have dividends? A company that doesn't pay you a dividend, the only way it can protect you during the drought bear market is by having a strong balance sheet, because it can't give you a return if the stock market is going down. But you still get a return on a dividend company because the dividend on because the strong balance sheet on dividend companies, they can still pay the dividend out. If they can still pay the dividend out, you're still getting the return for your money, a positive return for your money, while the stock may be decreasing. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Yep, this is recorded. This is on my YouTube channel, so this is gonna be for free. This is for free. This ain't no charge. This ain't no charge. This is free. This is me saying I'm just giving a free game. So I will like to start going live on YouTube on this channel probably like once or twice a week. But I would really love, I'm gonna say it again, man. I would love if everybody, once I drop it, once we create the channel for it, I would love for everybody to just join that Wallstreet Looks Like Us Now network. We're gonna create that YouTube probably next week. We're gonna put that YouTube next week. We're gonna just put a video up. Sherry, thank you for the super chat, beloved. And all right. So I'm gonna get off here real soon because my battery going down. But definitely, man, I just want to bring as much value to the culture. I just want to tell everybody, I'm gonna stop right here, man. I did want to say a couple more things, but I'll come in next week and probably talk about it. I will want to say this too. So next week we should be looking at, it's earnings season. So next week I want us to look at Zoom. I got out of it at $248. When I sold it at $248, everybody thought I was tripping, but now it's down to $84. I want us to look at Toll Brothers because we're looking at real estate, what they're doing. They're building a lot of stuff. They're in the real estate. That's going to tell us a lot. I want us to look at AutoZone. Why are we looking at AutoZone? Because cars, the cars are going, people aren't going to be buying cars like talking about it. And if people aren't going to be buying cars like talking about it, what does that tell us? People are going to be fixing cars. They want to fix cars for cheap as possible, right? We want to look at NVIDIA. We understand that. We're going to see what's going on. Gaming is huge. Also, we're going to look at Williams and Sonoma. It's a company that I truly be keeping my eye on, but it's kind of the higher price housing stuff. Check out what's on, and also we'll be looking at Costco's. We'll be looking at Costco. So I did have a lot of stuff wrote out for us today, right? I didn't want freestyle. I want to give us some stuff to talk about today. So stuff because it was Friday. I want to put our mind on some things, right? Definitely, man. I appreciate everybody for tonight. This is a quick, 45 minutes that I just want to come talk to us. Just come give us some game on a Friday night to help us all out. Some things I want to say is definitely if you're not subscribed to the channel, man, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the YouTube channel right here. Tell everybody you can about it. If you want to join Trappers Anonymous, it will be in the link. Everybody who wants to join the Trappin method, you can get in that. First day is on the 26th. And that's all about us creating frameworks for you to learn how to invest in so you can keep them. You have frameworks, you know how to invest, so you can stick to those. Listen, check me out on YouTube, check me out on Instagram, check me out on TikTok. Keep in mind, I'm telling y'all, the Wallstreet Looks Like Us Now network is coming. And it's going to be a separate channel because I want to do different stuff over there. I don't want to just get y'all confused. So be ready for that. Do me another favor and you need that triple beam, come join Trappers Anonymous. I am putting a triple beam in Trappers Anonymous. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, I am nothing without you all. I promise y'all. Y'all have helped me. And it makes me keep teaching the way I teach because I know y'all want it. Ain't nobody like the Trapper and ain't nobody like the Trappers, man. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. I love y'all and I'm out. You heard me?